Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Vietnamese ebook before it's gone.
Xin chào, tôi là Giang. Hi everybody, I'm Giang. Welcome to VietnamesePod101.com's 3 phút học tiếng Việt, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase Xin hỏi, bạn có biết nói tiếng Anh không? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word Xin hỏi, which means excuse me in Vietnamese. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use Xin hỏi and other words when apologizing in Vietnamese. There are two equivalents to excuse me in Vietnamese. Which one to use depends on certain circumstances. When asking a question, we use Xin hỏi. Xin hỏi. Xin hỏi, cái này bao nhiêu tiền? In other situations, we use xin lỗi. Xin lỗi. To request something. Xin lỗi, cho tôi mượn cái bút. To order food or drink. Xin lỗi, cho tôi một bát phở. To ask someone to repeat what he or she said. Xin lỗi, bạn vừa nói gì vậy? To squeeze by someone. Just say, xin lỗi, then go ahead. When asking a question, to make it more formal, you can say, xin lỗi, cho tôi hỏi, instead of xin hỏi. The longer expression can literally be translated as, excuse me, let me ask. Xin lỗi, cho tôi hỏi, cái này bao nhiêu tiền? Xin lỗi, cho tôi hỏi, cái này bao nhiêu tiền? When you really want to apologize for something, you use xin lỗi, sorry, or tôi xin lỗi, I'm sorry. Tôi xin lỗi is more formal and sounds more sincere. Now it's time for Giang's insights. Sometimes, Vietnamese people add an object pronoun after xin lỗi to indicate the person to whom they want to apologize. And again, the pronoun used depends on that person's gender, age, and how close a relationship they have with the speaker. Xin lỗi bạn. When apologizing to your friends. Xin lỗi anh. When apologizing to a man not much older than you. Xin lỗi chị. When apologizing to a woman not much older than you. However, using such pronouns is not necessary, and it is safer to use xin lỗi or tôi xin lỗi in any situation. Well, we've finished the first 5 Vietnamese lessons, and now you're able to say some basic Vietnamese phrases. How do you feel about Vietnamese? Are you getting more confident about traveling to Vietnam now? I hope you all find it interesting, and I look forward to seeing you again. Tạm biệt, hẹn gặp lại nhé!
Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4, unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Xin chào, tôi là Giang. Hi everybody, I'm Giang. Welcome to VietnamesePart101.com's 3 phút học tiếng Việt, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Vietnamese, including xin hỏi and xin lỗi. In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Vietnamese. Yes, numbers. Số đếm, from 1 to 10, and you're going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 phút. Are you ready? Let's start. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9 10 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Great job! What's before 1? Do you know? In Vietnamese, 0 is không. It's the same word as no in Vietnamese. Không. Now, you don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Vietnamese. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase số điện thoại của tôi là, which means my phone number is. Số điện thoại của tôi là. Số điện thoại của tôi là 090 4679 1805. Can you read it by yourself? 090 4679 1805. Perfect! Now, it's time for Giang's insights. Vietnamese people believe that each number has meaning, so they are very careful in choosing their cell phone numbers. Many of them even spend a lot of money to get their desired numbers. Do you know what numbers are the most popular? They are 6 and 8, because Vietnamese people believe that these two numbers represent happiness and wealth. Do you know the Vietnamese word for 100? In the next lesson, we're going to learn the numbers from 11 to 100 in Vietnamese. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson, from 1 to 10. Tạm biệt!
Learning to carry a conversation is vital to mastery of any language. Even beginners can quickly learn conversational language well enough to carry on real conversations with native speakers. Of course, beginners won't be able to carry a conversation the same way they could in their native language. But just knowing a few tips, like which questions to ask to keep a conversation going, are all you need to speak and interact with real native speakers. Before we get to specific suggestions, let's first take a closer look at how having real conversations in your target language is so vital to your mastery of the language. Communicating with other people is the very point of language, and conversation comes easily in our native tongue. For beginners, or anyone learning a new language, conversations aren't easy at all, and even simple greetings can be intimidating and awkward. Nothing kills a conversation faster than long periods of awkward silence, so you need practice and specific strategies to avoid them. When you know what to say to keep a conversation going, communication becomes much easier, and you make a better impression on your listener. Nothing will help you learn to speak a language faster and truly master the language than having real conversations with native speakers. Conversations quickly expose you to slang, cultural expressions, and vocabulary that force you to absorb and assimilate information faster than any educational setting. And that's a great thing. But how can you possibly have real conversations with real people if you're just starting out? Here are 3 proven methods that even beginners can quickly use to learn conversational language to make a great impression and avoid awkward silences. First, ask questions to keep a conversation going. For beginners and even more advanced speakers, the key is to ask questions to keep a conversation going. Of course, they can't be just random questions, or else you may confuse the listener. But by memorizing a few key questions and the appropriate time to use them, you can easily carry a conversation with minimal vocabulary or experience. And remember, the more conversations you have, the quicker you will learn and master the language. Second, learn core vocabulary terms as quickly as possible. You don't need to memorize thousands of words to learn conversational language. In fact, with just a couple hundred words, you could have a very basic conversation. And by learning maybe 1,000 to 2,000 words, you could carry a conversation with a native speaker about current events, order in restaurants, and even get directions. To help you get started with this, check out our 2,000 common words, also known as our core list. These 2,000 words are all you need to learn to speak fluently and carry a conversation with a native speaker. Third, study video or audio lessons that you can play and replay again and again. If you want to know how to carry on a conversation, then you need exposure to native speakers, and the more, the better. Studying video or audio lessons is ideal because they provide contextualized learning in your native language, and you can play them again and again until you achieve mastery. Our instructors have created more than 2,500 video and audio lessons that you can play over and over. And the best part is, they don't just teach you vocabulary and grammar. They are designed to help you learn to speak and teach you practical everyday topics like shopping, ordering, and more. Although it may seem intimidating for a beginner, the truth is that it's very easy to learn conversational language. Just learn a few core vocabulary terms and which questions to ask to keep a conversation going. Our language learning program has the world's largest online collection of video and audio lessons by real instructors, plus tons of advanced tools to help you learn to speak and carry on a conversation quickly. Just a little practice and exposure to real conversations or lessons is all it really takes. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Xin chào, tôi là Giang. Hi everybody, I'm Giang. Welcome to VietnamesePod101.com's 3 phút học tiếng Việt, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying cảm ơn. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Vietnamese. Bạn đã sẵn sàng chưa? Are you ready? Chúng ta cùng bắt đầu nhé. So, let's start. The general greeting in Vietnamese is Xin chào. Xin chào. Xin chào means hi or hello and is used when we meet each other. As I already mentioned in the first lesson, you can say Xin chào in both formal and informal situations as well as at any time of the day. Vietnamese people do not distinguish which part of the day they are meeting when greeting each other. So such words as good morning, good afternoon, or good evening are basically not in use. When leaving, we say tạm biệt. Tạm biệt. Tạm biệt literally means goodbye and is considered both formal and informal. Finally, see you soon in Vietnamese is hẹn gặp lại. And again, it is used both formally and informally. The more intimate way to say see you soon is hẹn gặp lại nhé. Nhé literally has no meaning. It is added at the end just to make the sentence more natural and melodious. Hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại nhé. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Vietnamese. Let's review them all again. When meeting each other at any time of day, Xin chào. When leaving, tạm biệt. When we will see the other person again, hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại nhé. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Zhang's insights. A more natural way to greet someone is to remove the word xin and just say chào with a pronoun appropriate for the listener. Vietnamese language consists of a complicated system of pronouns which vary according to gender, age, and the closeness of the relationship. For example, chào bạn. Chào anh. Chào chị. Chào em. Chào chú. Chào bác. Chào cô. Well, this sounds complex, right? But once you learn more, you'll find them interesting. Anyway, the easiest and safest way to greet someone is saying Xin chào and just that. Pretty convenient, isn't it? During the next lesson, we will learn the meaning of the phrase Bạn có biết nói tiếng Anh không? Do you already know it? We'll be waiting to talk about it with you in our next 3 phút học tiếng Việt lesson. Tạm biệt, hẹn gặp lại!
If you're tired of knowing and speaking the language at a basic level and want to express yourself fluently just like native speakers, then you'll need to learn grammar. The problem? It can be tricky to learn. But don't worry, in this guide you'll discover how to learn and master grammar with the Grammar Bank. 1. Where to get all of the grammar explanations you'll ever need. 2. The best way to learn grammar that's right for your level. And 3. How to expose yourself to real examples until the rules become natural to you with a study tool called the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. First, what is the Grammar Bank? The Grammar Bank is like a grammar dictionary, except online. It's a database of the must-know grammar rules and explanations that makes it easy to look up specific rules and learn them. Look for it in the top menu of our site. 2. How do you learn grammar with it? The best way to learn grammar is not to just study rules, but to learn in context and hear the grammar used in real life. And that's exactly how you learn with our lessons. You learn a quick conversation and hear how the grammar rules are used within that conversation. 3. What if you come across grammar that you're not familiar with? Or what if you want to review a specific rule without going back to redo a lesson? That's where the Grammar Bank comes in. You can look up grammar rules and get the explanations, examples, and links to lessons where we cover these rules. You can also sort grammar by learning level. So if you're an absolute beginner and want to make sure you know all of the absolute beginner grammar rules, you can do just that with the Grammar Bank. You can also sort the rules by spelling, category, and lesson series. And if you want to get used to the grammar patterns so that you can use them in conversation and become fluent, the best way is to expose yourself to examples as much as possible. Grammar is hard at first, but gets easy once you get used to it with enough exposure. Be sure to access the related lessons inside the grammar bank and listen to the native conversations that use the rule as much as possible. So, if you want to become fluent and speak perfectly, you'll need grammar. Take advantage of the grammar bank inside of our learning program. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up.
Xin chào, tôi là Giang. Hi everybody, I'm Giang. Welcome to VietnamesePod101.com's 3 phút học tiếng Việt, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Vietnamese. And in this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Bạn đã sẵn sàng chưa? Are you ready? Chúng ta cùng bắt đầu nhé. So let's start. There are several ways to thank someone, and let's start with the easiest. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add rất nhiều. Cảm ơn rất nhiều. Cảm ơn rất nhiều. Rất nhiều means a lot. So, cảm ơn rất nhiều is like saying thank you very much. Cảm ơn is the casual way to say thanks in Vietnamese. If you want to emphasize more formality, just add the word xin before cảm ơn. Putting them together, you say xin cảm ơn, which literally means let me give my thanks. Saying thank you very much in a formal way is xin cảm ơn rất nhiều. One more time. The casual way to say thanks is cảm ơn, and thank you very much is cảm ơn rất nhiều. The formal way to say thanks is xin cảm ơn, and thank you very much is xin cảm ơn rất nhiều. How do you answer? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is không có gì. Không có gì. Không có gì literally means it's nothing, but it is the equivalent of you are welcome. The other way to say you're welcome is the expression không có gì đâu ạ. Không có gì đâu ạ. Literally, this phrase also means it's nothing, but the longer expression implies more politeness and is appropriate when replying to a senior person. So when someone is saying cảm ơn to you, you can simply reply with không có gì or không có gì đâu ạ. Now, it's time for Giang's insights. It should be noted that in daily conversations, you may hear Vietnamese people say cảm ơn instead of cảm ơn. The word cảm ơn is pronounced with a rising tone. It has basically the same meaning as cảm ơn, but is simply easier to pronounce. Cảm ơn is only used in speaking, while cảm ơn is more semantically correct and officially used in both writing and speaking. So, in daily communication, you can use either words, depending on which one is easier to remember and pronounce. You know what tạm biệt means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Vietnamese. Tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại. Goodbye, see you again.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2,000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Vietnamese ebook before it's gone.